Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Nahmaduhu wa nasta'inuhu wa nastaghfiruh. Wa na'udzu billahi min shururi anfusina wa min sayyiati a'malina. May yahdihillahu fala mudhillalah wa may yudlilhu fala hadiyalah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la syarikalah. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي أما بعد. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, all praise be to Allah. We praise Him, we ask for His help, we ask for His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the wickedness of ourselves and from the badness of our deeds. Whoever been given by Allah guidance, then nobody can be a misguider for him. Whoever been misguided by Allah, then nobody can be a guider for him. I bear witness there's no God worthy to worship except Allah. Only Him, no associate for Him, and I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger and His servant. O Allah, give good prayers upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and give good prayers upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. O Allah, bless upon Muhammad and the family of Muhammad, and bless upon Abraham and the family of Abraham. Verily, you most worthy of praises and most exalted in glory. Today, inshallah, we'll continue to finish, inshallah, our 34th rule. That is actually the saying of Allah from the Surah Al-Baqarah, verse number 120. Allah Ta'ala said, وَلَنْ تَرْضَ عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَنْ نَصَارَ حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. And never will be pleased with you, the Jew and the Christian, until you follow their religion. So this is really one rule that Allah Ta'ala put is for us, for the, what we say, for the victory, for us to get the victory from Allah. This is one of the guidance that Allah Ta'ala guide us with. Even though, like we explained before, the disagreement between us and them is only about the religion, and the most important thing is about the religion, about the worshipping of Allah. Who are you worshipping? We worship Allah, and they actually doesn't want to worship Allah. That is the differences between us and them. Even though they say that Allah Ta'ala is the God, or the God that create and sustain everything, but they make with Allah associate, like the Christian made for Allah associate with his mother Mary, or even they put Jesus as a son, and also the archangel Gabriel, the Ruhul Qudus, also they put along as associate from Allah. That's what the Christian and the Jew. That is Christian. The Jew, they have another thing, like they said, Unzair ibn Allah. And also the ritual that they did, when we want to do research about people who glorify graves of saint, the graves of maybe prophet or maybe not, certain people. We can see that from among the people of the book, the Jew and the Christian are the most. That's why even the Prophet ﷺ, when he about to die, few days before he died, the Prophet said, La'anallahu al-Yahud. Allah Ta'ala condemned the Jew, La'anallahu al-Yahud, the Jew. Ittakhadu kubura anbiya'ihim masajida. They took the graves of their prophet as places to worship, place for worshipping Allah, as masjid, place for you to bow and prostrate to Allah. They put the grave as the place. So we can see that thing is happening. There are few recording being spread in the internet, YouTube, that they do the chanting and singing at the grave of the saint or prophet. We don't know. And sadly, some of our Muslim people, they're actually following that tradition. Only that is whatever being happen with them. The Muslim that glorifying graves and tomb, they actually ada evidence about the truth that the Prophet SAW said, la tattabi'anna sanana alladhina min qablikum, la tattabi'unna sanana alladhina min qablikum. You will surely follow the way of the people before you, shibran with shibrin. A finger. What do you say about this in English? Jengkal. Handspan. After handspan. Zira and bizira'in and zira measurement until zira measurement. Hatta law salaku juhra dabbin, until if they enter the hole of the lizard. La salaktumuhu, you will also follow them. Then the Prophet said, the companion said, O Prophet of Allah, Al-Yahud and Nasara, did you mean those who before us that we will follow their way, their tradition? The Prophet said, Faman, if they are not the one that I meant, who will be? So that is the thing, that when you see people go to the grave, glorifying the grave, ask from the people who already died, their whatever their needs. And it's called istighathah. To ask help from those who already died is called istighathah. Then Allah Ta'ala told you to ask only from Him. You recite every day, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Only you, O Allah, we worship, and only you, O Allah, we ask for help. But in the end, you follow, most of us following the way of the Jew. So the Prophet ﷺ did mention about that, from about them. So concerning obeying the command of Allah, we are the most following for that. And the last thing that we mentioned, we discussed about a few of verses from the Qur'an that showing us the evidence that Allah Ta'ala told us that firstly, like in the Surah Al-Baqarah verse number 217, Allah Ta'ala said, Yas'alunaka 'anil shahril harami qitalin fih. They ask you, O Muhammad, about the month of haram. The month of haram in Islam, like we discussed before, we have 4 months. 4 months of haram. That in that month is forbidden for you to go to war, to do anything that against the will of Allah. The 4 months. 1 is separated, 3 is combined. The 1 is separated is Rajab, and the 3 is combined is related to the Hajj. Qā'idah, Hijjah, Muharram. 1 month before the Hajj, 1 month after the Hajj. To make sure that all the pilgrims that came to Mecca are safe. Nobody make anything, to harm them. Because Allah Ta'ala is the one that choose that. Allah choose that. That is actually about the choose. Allah Ta'ala, like being said in the Quran, وَرَبُّكَ يَخْلُقُ مَا يَشَاءُ وَيَخْتَارُ. Your Lord, your God is the one that created everything, and He is the one who choose that. Because when you ask that question, then the other question will be, why we Malay doesn't have a specific messenger or prophet? No. Even the Perang Badar is actually inside the war. The Prophet ﷺ went to war during fasting. Yeah, he breaks fast because going to war. Ramadan is not one of the month. The month of haram is actually being taught to the people from the early days, because it's not after the advent of Muhammad that we know the month of haram. The month of haram is from the creation of the heaven and the earth. Allah said in Surah Al-Tawbah, explain to us, minha arba'atun hurum. Surah Tawbah verse number 36. Allah said, inna iddatash shuhuri indallah ithna asyara syahran. The number of the month in the sight of Allah ithna asyara syahran is 12 months. Yawma khalaqas samawati wal ard. On the day He created the heaven and the earth. Minha, from among that, but that 12, arba'atun hurum. There's 4 months of haram. So the thing is from the start. It's not when Muhammad came. Only we know the month of haram. So the Arabs, before the advent of Muhammad as a prophet, they know the month of haram. And they sometimes change the name of the month or the time of the month to make sure that they can go to war. Even though it's haram, so they try to change the timeline, not following the timeline, so that they can go to war. Even people doesn't realize it and they attack. And anybody they want to attack. So they did that, knowing that the month of haram is specific. They mentioned to them. So Allah Ta'ala said in this ayah that we mentioned, Al-Baqarah 217, Yas'alunaka 'ani syahril haram qitalin fih. They ask you, O Muhammad, about the month of haram, that war inside the month, in it. Qul qitalun fihi kabir. Say, O Muhammad, that war inside the month of haram is a big sin. A big sin inside of Allah. But at the same time, wasaddun an sabilillah. But stopping people from the way of Allah. Wa kufrum bihi. And to be disbelief towards Allah. Wal masjidil haram. And stopping people from coming to the masjidil haram. Wa ikhraju ahlihi. And sending out its people, the people of Masjid Haram, minhu, to go away from it, akbaru indallah, is bigger in the sight of Allah. Allah Ta'ala says that is bigger. Yes, to go to war in the month of Haram is big, but to deny Allah, to stop people from coming to the mosque, to Masjid Haram, the Masjid Al-Haram, you stop people from coming there, and to send away the people of Masjid Haram to other places, that is bigger in the sight of Allah. Bigger sin than going to war inside the month of Haram. And Allah say after that, wal fitnatu akbaru min al qatl. And fitnah means that kufur, disbelief towards Allah, denying Allah, that is bigger than killing. People will say that, oh, Islam is saying that killing is small. No, because sometimes when you say to repent for yourself on doing sin, the sin that actually you do, whatever big it is, Allah Ta'ala can forgive you, except one sin, that is shirk, or make expiation to Allah and kufur, doesn't believe in Him. So that is bigger than killing. Killing, you can get the repentance. Allah Ta'ala can forgive you if you want. If He want to forgive you, He can forgive you. But for doing shirk and denying Allah Ta'ala, die as a mushrik, die as a disbeliever, that is something that will not help you anyhow. And then Allah Ta'ala said about the people that is from Mecca, the mushrikin, those who do associate with Allah, وَلَا يَزَالُونَ يُقَاتِلُونَكُمْ, and they will always try to wage war upon you, hatta yaruddukum an dinikum in istata'u, until they return you back from your religion, if they can. If they can, they will do it. So this is what Allah Ta'ala said as a rule, that you have to know. Yes, you don't know whatever inside people's heart, but you have to know that Allah Ta'ala is most knowing, and He told you something that you don't know about the heart of the disbelievers. Allah Ta'ala telling you that. But in sense of what you say, to treat them as a human being, there's nothing wrong about to do good to them. But to believe them that they want you to be the people of paradise, that is something that you should not think about. You don't say that, but yes, he doesn't believe Allah, but he's helping me to go to paradise. Don't you ever think about that? Maybe rarely you can find somebody like the uncle of the Prophet, Abu Talib, that is actually helping the Prophet and securing him, defending him. But he is actually died as a non-believer. non-believer. He's not a believer. Then he died, go to hell. Even though whatever goodness that he have done during his life. So sometimes this is the thing that some of our friend, he said that, Ustaz, this uncle, this pakcik, stayed at the mosque, only remembering Allah, supplicating to Allah, and remembering Allah. But whatever he did is not comparable to whatever the right brother did. You know, the right brothers who invent the aeroplane. You know how many people is going to the Hajj? Going to Hajj. Million people actually using the aircraft that is actually being built upon the idea of that guy, or the creation of that non-believer. So if you compare between them, who is supposed to get more reward? This pakcik, this uncle staying inside the mosque, or that guy who creating everything? Or like Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla, one of the name that being brought up only because of the creation of Tesla automotive, you know, the electric car. If not because of that, no people will ask what is Tesla mean. Because he is actually the competition between him and Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison is one of the founding father of America. Founding father of America, one of the name is Thomas Edison. So because of that, everything he did, even though so little, the light bulb that he created, not comparable with this one. And this one is from the creation of Nikola Tesla. The fluorescent one is the creation of Nikola Tesla. The hydroelectric turbine, Nikola Tesla. But his name, you can see that is unknown until recently. Nobody know about Nikola Tesla. He died, a poor person. He created many things because all his money being channeled to fund whatever creation that he want to make. Because he doesn't have the support of the government. So everything from his own expense. But he died as a poor person. But his creation being used until today. So you can see like this. If person compare between this and that, we say that this is what Allah Ta'ala has ordained for us. He made a decision for us that He will not forgive whoever died as a non-believer. Whatever good thing that they did, Allah Ta'ala will give them as an advance in this world. Whatever they did, is an advance. His breathing, his eyesight, his hearing, and compared to the whatever he did, then his payment will be from that point. So some people will say something like that. But we say that because Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala, He created us. He chose for us the way for us to be near with Him. To make Him pleased with us. Pleased with us, redha with us, is the way that He wants, not the way that we think about. So because of that person, that the non-believers, if they don't believe in Allah, whatever good they do in the Quran and in the Hadith will be void, worthless. Nothing will be considered. So people will say, but still, Ustaz, this guy doesn't do anything good for humankind. This guy do many things for the goodness of mankind. So we answered, we said, if you have a factory, a big factory, and two guys entered the factory, you are the owner of the factory, and two guys entered the factory. The first guy came to the factory and asked permission and want to know the owner, and he registered as an official worker in that factory. The other one entered the factory, doesn't care whose place it is. Doesn't care. And doesn't want to know. And every time the supervisor came to him, brother, you want to work here, you have to register. He said, no, I don't care. I'm born free. This is my right. So what happened? At the end of the month, maybe we can say that this guy making every changes in that factory. He sweep, he repair any damage, any faulty machine. He did everything. This one Only follow by the dot, whatever being told by the supervisor. But at the end of the month, when I come to pay wages, to pay salary to those who work in my factory, will I give that person anything? Will I give that person anything? He deny me, deny my supervisor. Doesn't care that the factory is mine, belong to me. He doesn't want to know. But he doing everything good inside the factory. Will you pay something to him? No. Surely no. And this guy that is still doing not really significant changes, everything by the book, following every step that I told, my supervisor told him to do. This is the guy that I will pay. The obedience, because that the first respect you have to have is the respect towards Allah that creating everything. You can say that I'm saving all the fish, I'm saving all the jungle, I'm saving all the monkey, I'm saving all the species of the animals in the jungle. You can say that you are doing good, but you don't have respect to the one that created everything. You are worthless. You are doing things. We don't want to have any connection with the Creator. I don't care who are you, but I'm doing good. There's no such thing for them. Nothing for them because of that. That is the thing that really you have to understand, because sometimes this particular problem being used by the non-believers and some of the believers that is actually corrupt in his belief, to say that, can this uncle be better than that guy? Not doing anything. Even actually, I remember one time, a person, he actually a good guy. He said to me, Ustaz, I don't memorize the Quran, but I read the Quran, I ponder upon the meaning, I put my mind to understand the Quran, but I don't memorize the Quran. In the other side, that boy, this boy, they're actually learning about memorizing the Quran, but he doesn't understand anything. Between me and him, who is better? He said something like that. I said, the boy. He said, why? But the boy doesn't understand anything. I said, brother, if the Quran in this world has gone, what happened? All the Quran gone. People will not come to you to ask what is being written in the Quran. That boy will be our evidence. He will dictate everything about making sure that we are reciting the Quran exactly like whatever being taken from us. But you, just for yourself. But that boy is for everybody. I see. Because sometimes people tend to compare their self with others by saying that even though I'm lacking in certain things, but I'm better than that guy. So the thing about a Muslim that doesn't do anything, following by the dot, this religion, because of him, all the tradition of Islam will pass down to the generation exactly what being taught by the Prophet, because of him, because he's following everything. This other guy doesn't have a connection with the owner of the factory. Doesn't have to know. Doesn't want to know Allah. Doesn't want to know the Prophet. And he start to do good, but he actually corrupting the religion from the other side. Because we know that Allah Ta'ala sent the Prophet to us, first, for us to know Him. Secondly, for us to worship Him the way He want. Not the way we want. The way He wanted us to worship Him. But because of that, the guy that sitting inside the mosque, not going outside, not doing things good for the humankind, he will get all the reward, because he will become the expender for the teaching of Islam for further after sometimes. But the other one doesn't have connection with God and saying that I don't care about God, just do good in this world, be a good person. You yeah. Actually, no, because the understanding, the guy is actually because he want to compare himself who is better. So I said, I said, for the sake of Islam, he's better. For the sake of yourself, maybe you are better. Maybe you are better. But when a person thinking that he is better than others, because of what he think he do best by himself, that is not the way of Islam. Because you don't ever make yourself be superior upon others because of what you do. Doing the right thing, yes, but not comparing. Because he said to me, who is better? Yeah. Who is better, me or that boy? I said, why are you comparing yourself? Because actually, you are lazy to memorize. If I want to say directly, you lazy to memorize. You have the time. You know what I mean? Actually, he's quite rich. In UK Perdana, he said to me, I have this house. Actually, he's so rich. Many houses he have. Many houses. But at the same time, I know when you have all the means, what is left to you? Left to you is actually how you use your money to help you more understanding the religion, to get near to Allah. And among things, sometimes Allah Ta'ala gives you the means. You have the money. So sometimes the person thought that by using the money for himself is actually good. But Allah Ta'ala will test him from the other side. The test from Allah is different. Because sometimes people have money, they go to Umrah, they go to Hajj, 10 of thousands they pay, maybe 100,000 they pay. And they're thinking that they're doing good. But the trial for him, for this guy, with his wealth, is actually from the side of to give it away. That is hard for him. To give it away is so hard. But to use for himself, I go to Umrah. I go vacation, I go to Umrah also. I circle around the world. Yes, you use your money for that. It's okay. But to feel that you actually fulfilling and getting a big reward is different. Because the thing is actually about that. And people who have time and also money to learn. He can good charity and doesn't care. But Allah Ta'ala tests him from the other side. From the side of his diligence in learning. His eagerness to learning. Because what in learning, you have that, some people will come to the class, oh, I have headache. I learned too much. I said, yes, surely you learn too much, you have headache. But that hurt, that ache that you have, is actually good for you. Means that your brain is making connection with each other. Your thinking is good. When you stay idle, doesn't do anything, that is bad. That is bad. So anyway, maybe Allah testing, like people who have knowledge, Allah testing them about spreading the knowledge. Not for you to just do things for yourself. Because you have the knowledge, you must educate others. So you sometimes people think about that, like we saw in some of the mosques when you go to give lectures there. Some of the uncle, they come to the mosque just to spend their time between Maghrib and Isha. They don't want to learn, even though they know that they are weak in understanding of the belief of Islam, the Aqidah, so weak. And the Ustaz is teaching there. But he took the Qur'an, a Mus'haf, and went to the end of the soft side of the wall and start to recite the Qur'an. You are actually doesn't have the knowledge about that. Why didn't you see? Because sometimes it's really about the ego for a person. And the priority, you have to prioritize. Because Allah will test you by whatever He gave you. If He gave you time, the capability to understand, to learn, then why didn't you take your time and learn? But you say that, no, I don't want this. I already did that. I already did this. I did this. So I think it's enough. I really think about that. Whatever is hard for you to do, Maybe that is the thing that Allah tried you, is trying you about that. The test is on that, not on the other side. Because he can learn, he have all the means. Maybe he can pay an ustaz to come to him and teach him. But he doesn't use it for that. Maybe just spending on charity. At the same time, he know that he is lacking of knowledge. The lack of knowledge that he have, he knows that. But the problem is he doesn't want to repair or make amends about that. That is the wrong what happened. Okay. Ala kulli hal, he said here that those who actually the mushrik will always try to fight you, to wage war upon you until they make you turn back from your religion, if they can. وَمَنْ يَرْتَدِدْ مِنْكُمْ عَنْ دِينِهِ, whoever turn back from among you from his religion, فَيَمُتْ, and he died, وَهُوَ كَافِرٌ, while he is a disbeliever, فَأُولَٰئِكَ حَبِطَتْ أَعْمَالُهُم, those who are people who will drop all his deeds. Their deeds will be dropped by Allah, will not be counted. Fi dunya wal akhirah, in this world and the last day. Wa ulaika ashabun nar, and they are the dwellers of the hell. Fi hum fiha khalidun, they inside it will be everlasting. And also the saying of Allah in Surah Al-Baqarah verse number 109, Allah said, Wadda kathirum min ahlil kitab, is lovable towards the people of the book. Law yaruddunakum min ba'di imanikum kuffara, if they can turn you back after you believe, after your belief, after your iman, they like, they love if they can turn you back from your religion, kuffar, to become disbelievers. They really like it. Why? Hasadam min indi anfusihim, the envy, the jealousy that inside their heart. Min ba'di ma tabayyana lahumul haq, after it's clear to them the truth. So they have that tendency. And also the saying of Allah in Surah Al-Imran verse number 149, 150, Allah said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O people who have believed, in tuti'ul ladhina kafaru, if you obey those who are from among the disbelievers, yaruddukum ala aqabikum, they will turn you back from your stand, from your position. You actually in the right path, they will turn you away. Fatanqalibu khasirin, I will end up become those who lose. You lose everything. Everything that you did, Allah Ta'ala will make it drop from you. You cannot get anything. Balillahu maulakum, surely, verily Allah is your protector. Your guardian is Allah. Wa huwa khairun nasirin, and He is the best helper. You have to help because this ayah related to the condition of the believers at that time when they want support from the people of the book or the people who disbelieve. They saying that the people really is so strong. They want that people to help them. So Allah Ta'ala make a warning. If you follow those who disbelieve in Allah, they will turn you back from your position. You will not be a believer anymore. You can say that maybe that guy, but Allah Ta'ala give you a rule that you must follow. You must always consider whatever Allah told you. So this is actually from the Qur'an. It's a witness upon our enemy. What they want from us, and what they tried, what they tried from stopping us from our religion. Then if this is the witness from Allah, Allah is actually the one that give you the witness, telling you what inside the Quran. And unless you want to say that the Quran is not really true, not everything from the Quran is true, and then the whole concept of belief in you is collapsed. Because you have to know that you believe in the Quran, not about the saying of Allah, Qul huwallahu ahad. You believe everything in the Quran, not 99%, but 100%. You say, I believe in the Quran 99.9%, but only 0.1% I didn't believe. Then all your belief is void. Even about this rule, about the feeling or the will that the non-believers have upon us. He said, but Ustaz, will we become enemy? I said, no. Because in the history of Islam, when Islam went into India, go to Egypt, go to the nation that they are non-believers there, Islam doesn't force them to be a believers. Doesn't force them to be a believer, to be a mu'min. But Islam preaching to them all the time about the true religion. And they are not forced to become a Muslim. Because of that, you can go to Palestine, Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Africa, the nation of Africa, a few countries there. That the people there that are non-Muslim is still there from the first time the Muslim entered that country. Never been stopped in India, never been stopped. If ever the rulers of Islam, the king, that actually almost 400 years, if I'm not mistaken, Islam conquered India for 100 years, many hundreds of years. But at the same time, the non-believers is still there, not being killed, not being forced to become Muslim. Nobody been forced. Even I remember an Arab priest from Lebanon or from Palestine. This Arab priest named Anis Shurush. Anis Shurush. He Arab. That is actually he tried to debate Sheikh Ahmad Didat. During the debate, he did mention about Islam being spread by sword, by force. People are forced to embrace Islam, and he said something like that. But before that, he said that I am a Christian, son of Christian, from descendant from the first year. We are actually Christian from our ancestors. So Ahmad Didat answered to him, your father, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, your uncle, all of them are the evidence that Islam never forced you to become a Muslim. You are the evidence. You are the evidence. Even the people in India, they are the evidence. The Christian in Egypt, they are the evidence that Islam never forced them to become Muslim. They are free to believe whatever they want to believe. Islam never forced them. For thousands of years, we can say that they are still from the same religion. But they become minority. They become minority because majority of the people there becoming a Muslim. So, like we said here about the people of the book, when they want us to change to become like them, but Allah Ta'ala never force us to change them to become like us. We have our belief. We don't force them to follow us. Like we said in Surah Al-Kafirun, lakum dinukum waliyadin. For you, your religion. For me, my religion. This maybe something is very related these days about the usage of the name of Allah in Malaysia right now. Actually, the thing is the way the media translating the event is really actually deceiving. When that person, actually a Christian person, if not mistaken, he is from Melanau tribes, brought CDs that entitled Kerajaan Allah yang sebenar, kehidupan dalam kerajaan Allah. That is not a learning material. That is propagation material. It's a propagation material. Okay, what is different? Because when the court give him or her, I think her, Jill something, her name, Jill Island, blah blah blah, her name. So when she, I think, claimed that her right to practice her religion, But the problem is, in our constitution, you have your right to practice religion, but number 4, actually the number 4 from Article 11 of Malaysian Constitution, actually being said here, because we will release, okay, the clause number 4 from Article 11 of Malaysian Constitution said, state law and in respect of federal territories in Kuala Lumpur and Labuan and Putrajaya being put there, federal law may control or restrict the propagation of any religion doctrine of belief among persons professing the religion of Islam. That is the problem when you said about the publisher of Christian material. When they put the name of Allah, you are addressing who? Why are you using that name? Because inside the Bible, if you translate from the Greek, you get the word Lord, or sometimes you use the Father in the heaven. You don't say Allah in the heaven. You say Father in the heaven. So why do you want to use that name? Particularly, why? Because in that clause, any things that propagate your belief should not be imposed to the Muslim. So when you use that words particularly, that you doesn't need it. You don't need that word. Unless you use that word to propagate your religion to the Malays, who are using the word Allah as their God, creator, sustainer of the universe. That is the real problem, the propagation. Because of that, by our constitution, the law of federal or states can make to restrict, like being done just now, about the usage of that words, Islamic words, in their material. If they want to teach, like saying that, the word teaching, like saying, the Muslim is worshipping Allah inside your book, it's okay. We are worshipping Jesus. Say something like that, it's okay. But when to say that, when to teach, but because they don't detail it, I see in the media, they don't detail what meaning of teaching. Education purpose. What is it? What do you mean? Because when you have that material and you start to spread it to the Muslim, to the Malay Muslim, then that's a problem, because you are actually doing things against the constitution. And if people say, why does the constitution is formed like that, that the Muslim, they cannot profess, propagate their ideas, their doctrine to the Muslim, because that is our agreement during the independence. That the speciality, the special position of Islam, of the kings, and of the Malays people will be respected by those who being accepted as the citizen of Malaysia. So why are you fighting about that right now? What do you want actually? Why do you want to legalize the usage of that? Unless you want to belittle the constitution or to fight that meaning. Actually, the meaning is there. Clause number 4, article number 11 of Malaysian Constitution is clearly put there. So why do you want to contest that thing? You don't need that word in your teaching. You don't need it. Unless you want to say, if the God of the Muslim is here, the God of Islam. So you explaining is okay. But you want to say, Allah have son, Allah is so loving the world that He give His only begotten son to the world. You want to say something like that? So I think the media is actually really playing the big role on confusing about that thing. Because the right for them to practice, yes, but to want to use to propagate back, to use it to propagate or to spread their belief to the Malays. They are using the word Allah. That is the thing. And if a Muslim doing that, the religious authority, we have the rule about that. They cannot do it to divert or to misguide the Muslim from their religion. You have the law of it. But suddenly, when a non-Muslim doing that is permissible, how can? It's so unjust, because you can persecute this Muslim because he's saying something like that. But you can persecute this guy because he's a non-Muslim. So the law is not applicable upon him. Why? So you see, because we know that within this, Allah Himself, He is the one that giving us the witness about whatever inside the heart of those people. Allah is actually telling us one after another. This is what they are thinking. This is what they are feeling. Can you say that Allah Ta'ala not knowing and you are the ones knowing? That because of that, Allah Ta'ala said in the Quran, when Allah Ta'ala said, وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا, and enough for us, for Allah as the witness. أَوَلَمْ يَكْفِ بِرَبِّكَ أَنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. Does it not enough for your Lord for Him to become the witness? It's enough for us. Because of that, stop. Because you don't need it. You don't need it. The exclusivity is not about exclusivity. Because like we said, if in the educational purpose, like being said in the court, it must be related to explanation only, not to change it. Your Lord, your Yahweh, or anything, the name of your God that you put, you change it into the word of Allah, then you spread it to people. That is so wrong. Everybody can have the Quran. So they try to retaliate by producing the translation of Bible in Arabic. That is the first time. The name is Smith and Van Dyke. They are using that. So even in our place in Malaysia, the usage of Allah in publication, Christian publication, started when they start to preach. They colonization of the Malay Peninsula. Written here, history of Christian use the word Allah, 1514. He said, written in Malay, the Kitab Salat As-Sawai, or Christian Catechism, 1514. That is the time of colonial. Before that, you don't use that. Before that, there's no such thing as the usage of the word Allah for them. Only when they want to preach to the Malay, they write it, the Bible in Malay, the word Allah. 1514. After the fall of Malacca, they start to propagate. So if you really look into that, the usage is really propagation, to spread the belief of Christianity. In Malaysia is forbidden by the Constitution. By the Constitution is forbidden. You don't like it, it's in the Constitution. How can you go against it? You want us to respect the Constitution, but you actually by at the same time is against the Constitution. The thing is there, written. So how can? So this is what we say here. The thing that you see from them is being told to us by Allah from the start. If only we listen. If only our leaders listen to it. He said here, Inna hadil qa'idata al-muhkamata. Indeed, something. Sorry. Feel itch. So, he said here, Inna hadhil qā'idah al-muhkamata. This fixed rule from Allah Jazakallah khairan. Bismillah. Okay. Walan tarda anka al-yahud wala nasara hatta tattabi'a millatahum, will not ever please with you, the Jew and the Christian, until you follow their religion. Wa ma ja'a fi ma'naha, and whatever came in its meaning, min al-ayat, from among the ayah that we recite just now. Allati dhakartu ba'daha khabarun wal khabaru la yansa, dhakartu ba'daha khabarun, that I mentioned it is actually a telling. All of it is a telling from Allah. Wal khabaru la yunsakh, and any telling, any story being told is not being void or being changed. لأن نسخه يستلزم أن يكون المخبر بهذا كاذبا, because if you say that this telling from Allah, this telling about the Jew and the Christian will not please with you until for religion, you cannot reject the meaning or change the meaning, because if you change it, meaning that because naskhuhu لأن نسخه, because it's a change, يستلزم أن يكون المخبر بهذا كاذبا, it will make you to understand that the one that telling you this story, this fact, is lying. You know, the one that who telling you that, who is he? Allah. وهذا لو كان في حق أحد فضلاء الناس, and this if this type of telling is from among those who have position, a few people that have position inside the society, لكان من أعظم قدح فيه, it will become the biggest things that will tarnish his reputation. If you say something like that, if you say that this rule is not relevant anymore, if a person is telling that, you can say that he is actually wrong. Can you say Allah is wrong? God Ta'ala is the one that telling you. فَكَيْفَ إِذَا كَانَ الْمُتَكَلِّمُ بِهِ هُوَ اللَّهُ الْعَلِيمُ الْخَبِيرُ. And how is it if the one that telling you this is Allah, the one who all-knowing and vast in his knowledge? How can he be wrong? وَلَوْ أَرَدْنَا أَن نَقْلُبَ صَفَحَاتِ التَّارِيخ, and if you want to turn over, to see one after another the pages of history, لَوَجَدْنَا الْجَوَابَ الَّذِي يَزِيدُ الْمُؤْمِنُ يَقِينًا, we surely will get the answer that will add up for the believer to become more confident. بِهَذِهِ الْقَاعِدَةِ الْمُحْكَمَةِ, with this fixed rule. فَمَنِ الَّذِي سَمَّى شَاةَ الَّتِي وَجَدَ النَّبِيُّ صلى الله عليه وسلم أَثَرَهَا حَتَّى لَقِيَ رَبَّهُ. Who is the one that poisoned the lamb that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam got the effect of it until he met his Lord? He died. Because it's the saying in Sahih Bukhari, the Prophet said that he got the feeling about the poison that being put by that woman, the Jew woman, for him in his body. But that is after years of he consumed that lamb. And he said, this is the time my intestine cut by that poison. This is the time, the Prophet said. Means that the Allah delayed the effect until he finished conveying all his message. Then Allah Ta'ala make him feel sick. Because of that, that poison. He didn't die. Few of his companions died immediately. He didn't die until Allah Ta'ala make it happen just a few weeks before he died. وَمَنِ الَّذِي قَتَلَ الْفَارُوقِ Who is the one that killed Al-Faruq radhiyallahu anhu, Umar ibn Khattab? Who killed him? Who stabbed him on 23rd of Hijrah during Salat al-Subuh, Salat al-Fajr. In the morning, in the darkness, that guy stabbed him, opening his stomach. Who is that guy? وَمَنِ يُسَمَّى jumlatan minal khulafa al-muslimin, and who is the one that poisoned numbers of the leaders of Muslim, the caliphs of Muslimin, alladhina kana lahum atharun fi dha'fi shawkati al-yahud wan nasara, that they have an effect in weakening the strength of the Jew and the Christian. Because when the Jew and the Christian strength is being affected by that leader, they poison him. Who did that? لَقَدْ غَرَّ بَعْضَ هَؤُلَاءِ الْمُتَحَدِّثِينَ بِمَا ذَكَرْنَا آنِفًا, and being deceived. Some of those who talking about we are not doing good yet. Maybe they don't want to believe because we don't show them the evidence. We can surely make something of it. بِمَا ذَكَرْنَا آنِفًا, whatever we mentioned just now, being deceived, those speakers, kaunuhum yata'amaluna ma'a ba'dil afrad, actually because the situation that they actually have relationship with some of individual from among the Jew and Yahud wa Nasara and Christian. Like I said, if you want to see from individual, you can find somebody like Abu Talib. Individually, you can find somebody like that. But as a majority, that is the other thing. فَلَا يَجِدُونَ مِنْهُمْ إِلَّا تَعَامُلًا جَيِّدًا. Then they didn't find from those people except good relationship from them. كَمَا يَكُونُ, as they said. وَهَذَا قَدْ يَقَعْ, and it is actually can happen. It can happen. ولكن لا يمكن أبدا أن يكون قاضيا على هذا الخبر المحكم من كلام ربنا. But it is actually will not ever become something that will judge, or become something that will judge upon this telling, this fixed telling from the saying of our Lord Allah. He told us, but whatever he meant, that guy meant, is not the majority. Like we said, in Arabic, they have the saying, "An-nadiru la kal ma'dum." Something that is actually so rare is like something is not exist. Something that is rare is something like not exist. Didn't exist. So you cannot put your understanding that from one point to turn over the point that the thing that Allah Ta'ala told you as a rule. That's because one relationship that you have, you want to turn over the Qur'an, the meaning of the Qur'an. ذلك أن العلاقة الفردية قد يشوبها من المصالح. That is because the personal relationship may be clouded, may be mixed together with some of benefits. You know, they want benefit from you, they will surely be good with you. That is a norm. That is a norm. Even if somebody said about how did Abu Talib defend the Prophet ﷺ, even though he didn't believe what the Prophet believed, because he is his nephew, his family. Because in Arabs, taking care of your family is something to be proud of. It's not really about anything that the Prophet believed. He have some kind of belief also. No. It's not about the belief. It's really about the position, the name of the family. Because Abu Talib in the end, when he was about to die, he said, I am on the religion of Abdul Muttalib. He doesn't want to say La ilaha illallah because he is taking the pride of his family. Aw takuna halatun isna'iyah. Or actually, maybe exception condition. Exception condition means not for all to be considered. Like people who are blind color. There are people blind color in our human color blind. Okay? They are. But when you want to take the test to take the driving license, they are test about the color, because you actually will be having going to the traffic, and the color green, red and yellow will be there for you to obey that. But you know, the government never ever considered about them. Even though if you see about the needs, people who have color blind don't have to go to work. They have to go to work. Don't they have to go to study? Yes. And sometimes on doing that, to work for their life, they do need to drive by their own. So can we see that discrimination is here? You know, you don't give them the right, but because it is so rare, that it's become as something is not there. It's same as the people when they say that I met the Jew and the Christian. They are good people. They don't want to attack our religion. They don't want to make something about our religion. That is something that maybe you met them, one of them, two of them. You don't know the others. Okay? فَإِذَا جَدَّ الْجِدِّ. And whenever the realization happen, not something that is serious, the seriousness becomes serious. The seriousness becomes serious. ظَهَرَتْ أَخْلَاقُهُمْ عَلَى الْحَقِيقَةِ. Will emerge their manners, their akhlaq on its real form. You can see what happened in Bosnia Herzegovina. It's one of the worst thing in the history of humankind. The neighbors, the Christian neighbors killing the Muslim, but nobody saying about that is terrorism. They're actually eating together, playing together. Suddenly the Christian came to the Muslim and killed everybody. Raping. What happened? Because that is what inside their heart. You put the Muslim to be in power, they don't do that to you. Because you have evidence from thousands of years. From the thousands of years, no Muslim will do that. But what happened in there? Like we said here. وَمَنْ لَهُ أَدْنَى بَصَرٌ أَوْ أَدْنَى بَصَرٌ أَوْ بَصِيرَةٌ أَدْرَكَ مَا فَعَلَتْ الْحُرُوبُ الصَّلِيبِيَّةُ. And whoever have a little bit of eyesight or understanding, أَدْرَكَ مَا فَعَلَتْهُ الْحُرُوبُ الصَّلِيبِيَّةُ. He will know what being done by the Crusades. The Crusaders war, what being done by them. التي غزت بلاد الشام قبل وبعد Salahuddin. Before and after Salahuddin. وما فعله إخوانهم وأبناؤهم في فلسطين وأفغانستان والعراق. And what being done by their brothers, those Crusaders, their brothers and their children in Palestine, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, what being done. But Allah Ta'ala is really just. The just from Allah. Allah Ta'ala is just. He made whatever being done to the Muslim before happening in United States of America. You know, we don't encourage it. We don't like what happened. But people being killed in the school. supermarket. Start to shoot people in front of other people. In school, you cannot imagine sending your children to the school and worrying what happened to them. But they did that to the people of Palestine. They did that to the people of Iraq. They did that to the people of Afghanistan and Sham. The bombardment that they did. They didn't think about whatever happened to the children. They don't care. Then Allah Ta'ala making them feel the taste, to taste the thing that they have done to others. Allah Ta'ala is so just. This is in this world. You don't know what in the last day will happen to them. We know that Allah Ta'ala is so just that we, even though we don't like it, but Allah Ta'ala will make sure that we get our rights. Okay? He said here, وَمَا حَرْبُ الْغَزَّةِ الْأَخِيرَةِ إِلَّا أَكْبَرُ شَاهِدٍ. And it's actually, it is not the war of Gaza, the latest war of Gaza, except the biggest, one of the biggest, is not except the biggest witness. وَلَنْكِرُهُ إِلَّا مَنْ تَمَسَّ بَصِيرَتَهُ عِيَاذًا بِاللَّهِ. And will not ever deny it except those who being put down by Allah, His eyesight or His realization. May Allah Ta'ala protect us from becoming like them. Even the non-believers from among the Christian, they even making the song about what happened in Gaza. I don't know what is the guy name. Will not go down in night without the fight. Because of what happened in Gaza, the singers from Western country, making song about that. Will not go down in the night without the fight. That chorus being mentioned. That guy is playing guitar, singing about the people, children of Gaza. What happened to them? Only people that have been put down their understanding, their eyesight by Allah. Only them. There are people who cannot see that. Nas'alullah Ta'ala an yuthbitana ala dinihi. We ask Allah Ta'ala, the Most High, so that He make us fix on His religion. Alladhi tadahu lana, that He tadahu lana, that He pleased it for us. Wa an yu'idana min al-huri ba'd al-kur. Then may Allah Ta'ala protect us from turning over after we have a fixed position. After Allah Ta'ala give us the guidance, may Allah Ta'ala not turning our heart anymore. Alhamdulillah, we finish there. Any question online? Any question? No, Alhamdulillah. So we stop here, inshallah. We continue next week. Wallahu a'lam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi